So good morning. Today we're going to do a set on dealing with darkness. We've all got darkness and shadows in our life, and they come from our imprints, our childhood trauma, our karma, or sometimes from our parents or our upbringing. So we've all got these darknesses that can shed patterns over our life that we need to cross. We need to cross the ocean of our darkness in order to be fully realised, because often those habits are holding us back, and we don't even realise it sometimes. We think that that's just the way it is. So this is kind of a way of opening up our inner awareness so we can have a little look at what's going on. It's really hard work. It's not easy. The shadow self is really, really hard to see. It's shadow, isn't it? It's hidden. So we're trying to bring it out of the subconscious and into the light. And so these exercises are sort of trying to sort of open the third eye, open our inner awareness, and open a sort of an observer witness space that we can have a look at all of these issues. So we're trying to work out, who am I in the world? You can't work out who you are in the world until you're from a position of inner authority, and your inner authority can't come unless you've really looked in there and seen who you are. So our task while we're here on this earth is to be detached, to release attachments to all sorts of material possessions and to physical reality while still operating in it. So we operate from a position of love rather than attachment. So it's really hard, but detachment is empowering, because once you operate from that position of the flow and love, you can do anything you want. The universe is on your side anyway. So we're trying to ground the spirit into body in this class, and we're trying to, the reason for living is what do we want to contribute, and in order to know what we want to contribute and how we can contribute it, we actually have to know who we are. We have to climb our own mountain. We can't climb somebody else's mountain, and the only way we know what our own mountain is when we do our inner work. A lot of the time the mountains that we're climbing are someone else's mountain. Someone else has given us these values or these ideas or these beliefs, and all of a sudden, if we're not careful, we realise that it wasn't our mountain after all. So it's important to do this work. So we want to direct our worldly affairs from a position of authority and a position of inner authority. So who are we? What gift have we got? Only I can be what I can be. So you can only know who you are until you've done the inner work. The inner work is hard, actually. I'm not saying it isn't. But anyway, this is a gorgeous day and it's fun to be doing it, but it is hard. So I'll just carry on reading this to you. Our subtleties, our nuanced being in the world, which is us, only surface over time. You don't get to 18 and say, now I'm conscious, I'm an adult, I'm fully here. No, you're actually being fully realised over time. 30, you're a different sort of person, but you're not still fully here, really. So it's a lot of inner work you have to do, and the sooner you start doing it, the better, because you can end up in the wrong direction for a while, but on the other hand, there's no wrong direction. You have to just follow it, and it's part of your thread. So in the early years, we're kind of driven. We're driven, and we don't really understand why we're doing stuff. I was driven to do some amazing things, and I think I had a whole load of values from my society and my parents for telling me I had to do all these interesting things, and books I read actually. And the media, school media, society, peers, they all start telling you values, like what you have to be, what you have to do. I teach students, and they're told over and over again they've got to do really, really well at their GCSEs, and some of them have severe mental health issues over that. It's not a very nuanced view of it, really. So finding out who you actually are takes time to bring the darkness into light. We have to find the hidden agendas, the wounds, the darkness. It's a process, it's not a peak experience or a one-time event. To become more awake, more conscious, and to find out what we want, we have to awaken the third eye. At the moment it's veiled, it's asleep, it's under lots of illusions. It's critical for removing the Maya. So that's what we're trying to do this class, is we're trying to look at the third eye and just focus on it, because as soon as the third eye starts to open, the illusions, the veiling starts to lift, and you start to see a lot more clearly what's going on in the world. And we have to pass through the unconscious to the conscious. But it's hard. You can't bypass this time though. You have to actually let all this stuff come out, and we have to look at it. Nobody's exempt from it. The duality of darkness is that you've got this shadow, you shed the light on it, and we have to see our shadow in order to release it. So we have to do this work. There's a duality in the darkness. If we shed the light on it, we can release it. And so with this yoga and sadhana every day as well, you can actually, bring it all out into the light and release it, and we can suddenly see it all, and suddenly we're free to do what we want, because we can see over time, not instantly. It's not a peak experience. So it's good news, but sometimes it feels terrible. We see some terrible things sometimes. We think, oh, why did I do that? So we see our dysfunctional patterns, our anger, our rage, our habit energy. But we have to go through that in order to change. And the neutral eye, the third eye gives us a neutral space, peaceful, non-judgmental, calmness, and we get to like this space, and we sit in it, and we can really sit in a very peaceful, calm space, and we can merge our mind with this space so that we can get there more and more often through this practice. And the ego is really disturbed by this. It likes to own the mind, it likes to chatter it. And non-physical reality, this kind of boundless bliss that you can experience, it's non-physical, and the ego tries to grasp it back, although the neutral mind doesn't like this kind of merging with the blissful. It likes to, have some ideas of your personality, your achievements, your status, but we're trying to release our attachments. We need a house, we need a job, we need a husband, we need a dog. We don't need all those things, but if you can see. But you can enjoy them, but don't be attached to them. So our veil of ignorance, this attachment, separates us from the internal endless reality. So this set is trying to release this attachment, really. It's obviously an ongoing process, but it takes time and patience, because letting go is scary. And also, if you do actually see the shadows, and when you do see the shadow, you can get overpowered by it, and you can get pulled into the darkness. You can get absorbed by the dark. So the Kundalini class actually, when you see the shadows, allows you to see the light. It gives you the light of detachment, the light on the mat. So even though you're pulled into this darkness, the Kundalini class will give you the light, the movement of the body, the activation, the alignment. Will enable you to see the light and to go forward, basically. So you can look, but you don't identify it. It's not me. It's there it is, but it's not me, and it doesn't drag you down and destroy you. So when we're struggling with the negativity and hooked by those stories and the darknesses, just look at it and see what's happening, and then release it. The light comes in, you look at it, and then you can release it. Relationships, problematic relationships, toxic events. You can look at it and you can see, and then you can release it, and you're free to flow with the universe. So you go into the darkness and you learn to stay connected to the light of the spirit, and we're going to do this in this class. and we know who we are, we've got internal authority, we align with our gifts and with the world, and we can step out with a position of authenticity and truth. And it's no one else's values but our own that we're talking. Everyone's here for a purpose, everyone has their own gifts, and we need to find out what they are, and society doesn't seem to be in line to tell us what they are or to help us really. What do we learn in school? We don't learn how to manage our inner awareness. In fact, it's never mentioned at all. In fact, it's like it doesn't exist. So we need to learn this ourselves, and we're very lucky to have people sharing this like Guru Ratana to help us. So only you can be what you can be, but you need to know what your gift is, and you need to focus on sometimes your darkness and shed light on it to release it. So this set is going to do just that, and I really hope you enjoy it. Do it for 40 days. Let me know how you get on. That now.